Hello, everybody out there in the internet world. This is RTX 2016. I'm here with Yssa Badiola, the lead animator on the newest hit of Rooster Teeth, Camp Camp.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying the reaction from the fans so far?
It's actually been such a huge wave of just happiness. I swear I was like just feeding on all of the love yesterday. It was driving me just to keep going through the con and like saying hi to everyone and just kind of screaming thank you all the time. We gathered this team and we didn't know how everyone was gonna like take it, and then so when episode 1 came out, just all around everyone was just like, what the fuck was that? That was incredible. And I was just like, guys, thank you so much.
How long have you been working on it?
Camp Camp has been in production since late last year, actually. We had some time to like work things out and work some kinks out, but then work the schedule out, etc., etc. It's been an interesting uphill journey that we had to develop basically a whole new thing from scratch. Like Jordan was saying in the Camp Camp panel that they were making this new IP after X-Ray and Vav 2, and they wanted something just to be completely different. So from that's when, there was kind of this moment where it's like, all right, let's figure out how to do it.
how to pitch and create something like that. That, I mean, not to say that anything from Rooster Teeth is derivative, but they've been using a lot of stuff that has been based on other properties. Monty had such a very clear vision for RWBY. Yeah. I mean, X-Ray and Vav came mostly from, hey, this achievement hunter thing is fun. But Camp Camp is one of the few, I think, like RWBY, is one of the things where you can show it to people and they're one of the things like, this was an online company sort of a thing? Like this isn't Adult Swim? Yeah. Like, and I even think that the sticking to the style is so unique to what anything Rooster Teeth has done before. How much did you have to do with the visual development of the show?
So actually a lot of the visual development was Pat, our art director. One of the main responsibilities as lead anime that I have is actually developing more of the motion style of the show. So
walk cycles, yeah.
So how exactly do the characters move? Like how snappy do we want them? Is it like kind of really graceful, like Disney movies? Like, you know what I mean?
The big sweeping motions.
Yeah, very like organic looking, always really pretty. Like exactly how are we? What is it supposed to look like? And the fun part with working with Jordan Swears is actually he gives you a lot of freedom on that. Even as a lead, he has a very specific vision. But at the same time, he's also like, I mean, if you show me something better, that's also cool too.
Oh, that's great. But keeping on Disney for a second, if there's any character in Camp Camp who closest resembles a Disney princess, probably David.
Probably David.
So graceful.
Oh my God, he twirls and he sings. It's perfect.
And he seemingly talks to the animals, talks for the animals.
Yeah.
So, I'm surprised we haven't seen a Disney Princess David yet.
Wait, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Fan art, get on it.
Yes.
Yeah, we randomly call for fan art sometimes. Who was your favorite character to help the development of?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So you've all seen Caught Up with Camp Camp so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Actually, my favorite characters so far have been in episode 3, the Flower Scouts.
We've been talking about the Flower Scout. Like, we talked to Sam Ireland, we talked to Jordan, we got him to do his Flower Scout impression. Yeah. Like, if there's any reason why I keep watching that episode, I mean, it's Nikki's reaction to the Flower Scouts is amazing, but also just the Flower Scouts in general are so amazing.
So as much as like I mentioned as a lead, like I had to help develop the style, to be honest, it was actually a huge team effort because we basically threw the animators into it, like, here, animate this, it's kind of like this. And they came out exceeding our expectations. So it suddenly be like, oh, we have to match that now because the bar suddenly set really high. And I think with every episode it's kind of been like that, just the bar gets set higher and higher. And it's because the animators have this great like imagination and are able to really utilize the tools and animate the characters the way they are. So part of the reason why I really love the Flower Scouts, one of them is I made them myself from scratch. Like usually we assign them to other people, but those were the ones I was like, no, I want to do this. So I modeled them and I rigged them. But I'm doubly proud because we also similarly threw them at the animators and we're like, hey, do this. They're kind of like this. And they came out and I loved it.
Well, I since you sort of came with the concept, I have to ask, you an Animal Crossing fan?
I'm actually not.
No?
There's something about the constant need to go turn on your game every day and like feel bad that you don't go back.
Okay, I was gonna say because Tammy, it looks like Tabby. Sorry. All I remember is the 2 eyes. It was T and then 2 eyes. T. That doesn't sound right. With 2 eyes.
Two eyes.
2 eyes. But yeah, that's weird. That's
like,
very evocative. Yes, I can't remember her name either. I mean, I'm not an Animal Crossing fan either, so I'm like, but I was just like, that looks like that character. Crazy.
The Geo, our artist, Giordan, we call him Geo. He's the one who actually helped concept the Flower Scouts.
Okay.
So I think one of his main ideas was actually the Canker Sisters from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
I 100% see it in the hair. Oh my god.
Yeah, that actually makes me 100% happier because I actually secretly like the Canker Sisters.
Canker Sisters are great.
They were so awesome, and yeah.
I'm still surprised that we haven't gotten a show from their perspective.
They would be phenomenal.
and then if you flip it and present the Eds as their version of that.
Oh my god.
But I've also seen, and we're back to Tumblr. I've seen amazing fan art of the quote unquote couples grown up a little bit.
I love those.
I love those pieces of art.
I was thinking about that when I was just thinking of the Canker Sisters like during work one day, and I looked them up like, oh, where is it? And it was like just on the first page. I was like, this is what I was looking for. One of my
favorite sentences. When I was thinking about the Canker Sisters one day at work, like that's what a world we live in. What a time to be alive. While we're in the dregs of Tumblr, I started following you on Twitter shortly after you debuted on RWBY, and noticed. Well, I mean, you're a huge anime fan, and you're also on fan service, but you're really big into Overwatch right now, and I'm trying to find an excuse to talk to people about Overwatch. Okay. Who are your favorite characters to main?
Oh, okay. So initially, I was into Lucio and Tracer, mostly just because they were fast. My main in Super Smash Brothers is Pikachu, and I think Tracer is actually a good parallel to that. But then after a while, I realized I suck. So my friends keep telling me, he's like, just try other characters. So I think I might start trying Zarya a little, like go on.
Zarya's really hard.
Yeah, I hear. Every time people say that, I'm just like, maybe I just should. Every time we're losing, I always switch to Tracer.
No, but give it a shot. No, honestly, like it's been taking me like a couple weeks to try to figure out the best strategy to use with her, and it's still like you need another tank to go with you for that.
That explains a lot then.
Yeah, so that you can protect the tank while they rush forward. That powers up your gun, and then you advance as well.
Okay.
Overwatch is great, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It's pretty good.
The best part about Overwatch is how I think the people who don't even play Overwatch, they just like the art. They just make fan art.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, this is the content I was looking for. I wasn't even gonna play Overwatch initially. I just liked the fan art, and then of course Rooster Teeth is a game company, kind of, so everyone just starts talking about it, and then you just want to be in the loop. So then I got Overwatch.
Blaming it on the rest of the company. Come on. It was one of those games that I never thought I would get. I went the first week without getting it, and then once I saw Funhouse play it, and Achievement Hunter play it, and all these other Let's Players play it, and I was like, that looks like a lot of fun. Like, because I'm a big fan of, like in Destiny, I liked the objective-based stuff because people had to play smart.
Yeah.
I don't like I'm just going to kill everybody sort of a thing, which we still get. Reaper, what up, edgelord? But Overwatch is great. Sorry, I had to break into it a little bit.
That's great.
Let's do that. So you're, one of the things I like about you as well is you're really plugged into the fan art scene and to you're. What's a good way to put this? I didn't want to say like stereotypical anime fan, but you have fine. But you let's put it this way: you have a lot of feels about a lot of different properties. What's your favorite thing that you're watching right now?
Ooh, that's a good one. So a lot of the stuff that I'm watching is actually done by now. Like Kisniver finished.
Okay.
We're gonna cover that in fan service. Kisniver finished, Luluco finished, oh my god. And I watched Voltron. And out of everyone in the company, not not in the company. I'm not trying to be the first one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I saw other people watching it, and I go, oh yeah, that's right, that came out. And a lot of my friends started picking it up, so I was like, you know what, let's watch it. And like after that weekend that I marathoned it, I came into the 2D room and I was like, hey, I'm spreading the word of Voltron.
Have you heard about the good Lord Voltron?
And it was really a nice moment because Jordan Battle, who sits next to me, is also an animator on Camp Camp. He ended up watching it. Jordan Swears ended up watching it as well because of circumstances that also related to me trying to get everyone to watch Voltron. And
Calling you out, Swears.
and there's this moment where they sit on either side of me. So they're just both talking about something that happened in Voltron to each other, and I'm in the middle like, this is what I wanted. This is amazing.
You're the gateway otaku. Yeah. So coming back to RWBY, when did you find out about Penny's demise?
So there was this moment. It's a very
big moment.
Very deep sigh. So funny enough, it was in the middle, closer to actually the beginning of RWBY 3 production. Mm-hmm. I haven't read any of the scripts yet, kind of a thing, and everyone, that was a very special night because we were all crunching. So Miles and Carrie were still at work, and I was still there. And like, when you're crunching together with a group of people, you get there's a nice camaraderie.
Yeah.
So we just start riffing off each other, just starting to talk about RWBY. And then something about that moment, Carrie and Miles always knew that they were gonna like drop a bomb on me eventually.
Yeah.
That was the night. They like pulled me into a room and go like, oh hey, Yssa, we're gonna tell you. So I just like sat in the couch waiting for my demise. And
excited for the terror that was about to come across.
yeah, they had like cameras in there because they were like, we need to film this. So
Special is that on the special edition of the DVDs where they tell people who dies?
I wish it's not on there. They keep telling me that it's gonna come out eventually. That it's, and I'm like, you gotta follow up on your promise, man. I haven't watched the video. I need to know how like destroyed I look. But of course, like I was a huge RWBY fan. Volume 2. Funny enough, actually, when Volume 2 came out, I loved watching you guys.
Oh, really?
On AfterBuzz. Yeah, I met Megan at SDCC, and I was just like, yo, Megan, I watched you on TV on my computer.
This got really meta, like, really quick. Because, like,
a huge honor.
Son of a bitch. Oh, well, well, let me try to find my spine. Hold on. Okay, all right.
You found it.
It's where I left it. It's crazy, weird, awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So when RWBY 3 came, like, riding off of that, like, oh man, it's so nice being, that there's this, you guys are talking about it. It makes me feel like, oh man, yeah, this is great. It gets me super hyped. So that moment, they just dropped bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb, and me being me, I was on the floor by the end of it.
I was trying to convey that just previously when I couldn't find my spine. It's one thing to be, because I've heard this from game developers who are doing work for The Force Awakens, like the Lego game that just came out, or Disney Infinity or whatever. They got told all of the major plot points because they had to animate them like years in advance. So it's like, yeah, we knew about Han for a while, and I was really sad that moment got taken away from me. So like as an audience member, having to go through that week after week after week, I can only imagine what that footage looks like, where Miles and Carrie in the dark corner of the writer's room that they say is just so dark, they sit people down and go, these are all the people we're killing this season. I imagine just like a single light overhead, like an interrogation room.
They were telling me about Penny. I was just like, what? And then they told me who killed her. I was like, what? And
why? You tell me why right now.
And then of course they tell me about Pyrrha, and I go, wait, what? But then the moment that like I completely legit just broke was when they went, yeah, and she dies right after she kisses John, and that's when they're like,
it's like, dude, all of the ships were set ablaze into the ocean.
If there was a hole in the floor, I would go in it.
It's just black hole.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to. It's an interesting choice It's an interesting choice to do story-wise, because you either fulfill everything that everybody wanted, but if you do it with this looming just darkness and responsibility, is it really worth getting that sort of a story point like just pulled through?
I don't know.
You can. That's a comment. That's an AfterBuzz TV exclusive. Yssa Badiola. I don't know.
Oh God! Just trigger warning.
Crap.
Trigger warning, RWBY.
Crap. I should have done that. Damn it. Note to myself: editing. Go back before, and people have no idea what it means. But let's just. The following video has a trigger warning for RWBY. All right, thank you, future self. I appreciate that. See, I'm not. The great thing is, I'm not going to edit that, and I'm just going to leave it where it is, because I know me. I know future me. Heading back to Camp Camp.
Yeah.
We got the announcement of the 2 extra episodes that we're getting in season 1. Is there any? I mean, I guess without spoiling it too much, because I suppose this might be a bit of a spoiler question. Is there any character that in the 10 series or the 10 episode series that we already have, you want to see more of in those extra 2 episodes?
Oh, that's actually a really interesting question. I think, if anything, like all the characters that have already been introduced, like the Harrison, Neris, the 2 Magic Kids, like Nerf and them, all of them, I think it's a very interesting relationship that the animators and I have with these characters. They end up almost actually kind of like being our children, like we're the counselors.
I can see that.
Yeah. So it's like you definitely see.
Sorry, that was really foreboding. We're the counselors now. Whoa. All right. Okay.
It's true.
We're done.
Like we love Max, we love Nikki, we love Neil, but Jordan Battle, we were actually talking and he goes like, I love animating Nikki, but Neris is actually one of my favorite characters to animate.
Neris is the best. And I didn't know that she had a surname, Neris the Cute.
Yeah, that's her LARP name.
That's absolutely amazing.
Barbara does great as Neris.
And that, like, when even at the panel after they showed the episode, I don't know if they had seen it for the first time or like the whole show for the first time or what, but when they saw Barbara's name as Neris, they went, "That was Barbara?"
Right?
I heard a couple people. That's like,
right?
You can hear it though once you know that it's Barbara,
but at the same time, like even when we're animating her, like when she goes, "Can we go inside now?" Like. Every time I
cast
hear
an invisibility spell.
Every time I hear that, I'm like, that can't be Barbara. That's just Neris. It's just the character. All the voice casting is so good.
I think that's one of my favorite things about the show is that even though David has so much Miles and Gwen has so much Lee.
Max has so much
and
Michael.
Max has so much Michael. And I totally believe, even though it's probably just for the panel, that they have 5-minute interludes of "Suck a dick, David." Aw, come on, Max. I can totally believe that. But like even though they have so much of themselves in it, I think my favorite thing about it is these characters all have a life of their own, and I think we want to know more about them because all of Rooster Teeth's shows so far have been so lore based, and now to have one that's just a variety show, it's like, well, crap. Are we Camp Chibi? Like, what do you do for all of the fun joke stuff? Like so far we haven't seen too much from Dolph, who there are many questions about Dolph, none of which can be answered, I'm sure. I was talking to Blaine earlier. He was talking about Nerf and how he's excited to possibly explore more of him in the 2 new episodes. But this cast is so anytime. It just takes one line, like with Harrison, just like it's with pulling the rabbit out of his hat. It's magic.
Ta-da!
It's like such a lame ta-da.
Yeah.
But it's and I half expect that working on his ta-da is the thing he's actually trying to work on instead of like pulling the rabbit from the hat. And then the fire today, like
oh my god,
like suck it, Neris.
There are so many things that it's so cool working with our team because everyone on our team actually unanimously loves Camp.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you can actually really see all the love that the animators put into like all the scenes that they animate. So there's always a point where we talk about the characters. It's just like in canon, like, hey, so what is like is Nikki this? Is like Max this? And there's just this conversation about Harrison that came up that Jordan was telling us about, and all the animators and I were just like, that's amazing. Like we're fans of the show, even though we work on it.
That's the sign of an amazing product with an amazing group of people. Is and I don't find that selfish. Some people, we like what we do, whatever. But at the same time, like to have a good product, recognize as a good product, and be excited to move on to the next step. That I think that's absolutely amazing. Camp has. a huge future ahead of it. And I mean, the merchandise, you could put out the the song on iTunes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but we're doing a Camp after show.
Wait, I saw that.
Yeah.
I retweeted it because I was like, this is incredible.
Oh, did you see the song?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That was great. Good job.
All right. I don't know what to say now. I got somebody from the team stoked about, like, but I like, for the Megan and Katie, our other hosts, they take care of, hi Megan, they take care of she waves behind the camera, like Red versus Blue and RWBY, a little bit more of the dramatic stuff, but I'm just a goofball, silly person. I don't know if you could tell. If you haven't seen the interview with Lietti, we started it by farting on chairs. Go see it. But yeah, absolute. And we're talking about Overwatch trash, for goodness sakes. But yeah, so having new comedy stuff to talk about, especially through this company, I like, hey, when are we doing it? When are we doing it? When are we doing it? And then you messed up our scheduling by adding the 2 new episodes, but whatever, that's fine.
That's great.
Yeah, no, then you get more of us and more of me trying to get that song out of my head, which I will not be able to. So actually, at the panel, I started singing Hours instead of the actual Camp one and the sing-along, and I was like, no, stop it. Get over it.
There was a moment in the Animating Camp panel that we had just today where one of the questions was, hey, do any one of you actually know the song by memory? And she's like, I'd be really impressed. And I was like,
oh, hey, what up?
Who do you think you're talking to?
Do you know how much we deal with these characters on a daily basis?
It's like, I'm devoted.
So, coming from a fan perspective, who is your favorite character from the 4 episodes that we have seen so far?
So, barring the Flower Scouts, who are basically
regular characters like Camp Campbell.
Okay, cool. Definitely Nikki. I think all around, actually, if you ask all of the animators, a lot of them really like animating Nikki. If I want to be a bit more specific, actually, I love animating character dynamics, like between 2 characters and their relationships. And my favorites, Max and Nikki, also because I ship it. But
what? Back to Tumblr.
They're 9 years old. No kissing. Just staring at each other and holding hands. That kind of shit.
Questioning if these feelings that they have are real or not.
Yeah. And then eventually they grow up and then they kiss.
What? AfterBuzz TV exclusive. We're gonna do a flash forward for Camp.
Yeah, just like after 12 episodes.
Oh my god! So you do like with Rugrats, you do all grown up with Camp, like a Camp reunion.
Oh my god. That would be amazing. Fund it.
Like, dude, we'll do it. Like, let's have it happen. David looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
The quartermaster looks exactly the same. Oh god. So at our panel yesterday, we had Shannon on the panel.
Oh, cool.
And we were talking about the quartermaster, and somebody came up with a theory that he's actually the kept in the basement brother of the most interesting man in the world. And as we were talking about it, somebody photoshopped it immediately. I'll show you when we're done. And then since he was in the video where David was a kid, the Welcome to Camp Campbell, it's like, oh well, he's also a Time Lord. So we have a picture of the quartermaster confusedly stepping out of the TARDIS with the Fourth's scarf, because Shannon's a big fan of the Fourth.
Of course.
So, and even like, don't give me. Can we talk about the quartermaster? No, we can't. I don't know if there's enough time. But
if you want to talk about the quartermaster, well, we won't. But I just want to let you know that you should be excited for future episodes.
No, I'm excited for the spooky episode 5. So we've been super Tumblr trashy. I've had an amazing stare into space. But this has been amazing. I'm going to ask one last question. Where do you see yourself with the company by the time we hit Rooster Teeth 2017 or Rooster Teeth RTX 2017?
I came in during Lee's interview, so like what she was saying, hopefully like still doing Camp. I mean, with the reception that Camp has, I think we feel really confident that we could Camp, keep going strong. Mm-hmm. And I would love to keep working on Camp. Just being a lead animator, even. I came into animation as an animator, interestingly enough, because that's, to me, the easiest gateway into the industry.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, I got my foot in the door. I want to try different things. So being a lead animator is actually so rewarding that it's like, this is really great, and I really am a huge fan and really believe in like Jordan and Miles's vision for the show. So if Camp's still going on, I would love to be on that.
I'm sure you can't tell us, but does the end of season 1 of Camp, and just if you can't say it, that's fine. Are we going to be leaving Camp Campbell by the end of this season, or is it something that it just kind of gets left ambiguous?
You know, I'm not around people in power to tell me if I should say that or not, so I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
Okay, because it's fun to go from like summer to summer, see where they go year to year, but I think also the fun of not knowing how much time passes between episodes and how Max got out of the Wood Scouts rope course.
I feel like it's like Phineas and Ferb.
Oh God! Like, yeah, it takes place in a summer, and it was like 8 seasons. It's like, sure. How many days did you split days in half?
That might be it.
I think the best version of that was, they did Winter Vacation. That would have been a great miniseries. Just do Winter Vacation for a little while, and it's one of my favorite Christmas episodes. What? I'm proud, but. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a lot of fun, and we'll be waited with bated breath for the future of Camp. But if you want to hear us talk more about Camp, stay tuned to AfterBuzzTV.com as well as ABTV Rooster Team. We are going to be starting the Camp After Show. It's not going to be called that, but I wish it was. And I will be on the street corner singing the theme song for tips. So please let us know. Yssa, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
This is a lot of fun. And we'll see you back in LA.